Hello everybody, welcome to the Market Views edition for May 8th, 2018 from Brokerage Free. Important points to note from yesterday's trading session. Markets have turned bullish. A strong bullish candle has been observed on the daily charts after 3 consecutive bearish candles. Foreign institutional investors sold shares worth about rupees 635 crores. Domestic investors bought shares worth about 1,337 crores. The bulls seem to be gaining momentum after a downward trend for 3 consecutive days. Markets seem to be stabilizing. Let's have a look at Nifty. Nifty yesterday opened at 653 and closed at 715. Nifty made an intraday high of 725 and a low of 635. Nifty ended with about 97 points up from a previous day close up 10,618. Support levels for Nifty at this point of time is around 10,660 and 10,600. The resistance levels for Nifty is around 10,750 and 10,780. Markets may be range bound today, but on with a marginally upward swing. Let's understand what trends and trend reversals are. There are 2 types of trends, as you can see. One is an upward trend and the other one is a downward trend. And there are also other terms that are used to identify these trends. The terms that we will see in this tutorial is what are higher highs, higher lows, lower highs and lower lows, and how these 4 terms come to define what is an upward trend or a downward trend. Let's have a look at the charts and understand what these terms are. If you look at the trading session for this day, which is 26th April 2018, the high is 10,628. Let me enlarge this a bit. So for this day, the high is 10,628, and for the next day, the high is 10,719, which means that the high for the next day is higher than the high for the previous day. Then this is called the higher high. Similarly, you can see for the next day, a high of 10,759 has been observed, which is higher than the previous day high, which is 10,790. So this is again called the higher high. And let's come back to again 26th April. The low for this day is 10,559, and if you see the low for the next day, it is 10,647, which is higher than the previous day. Okay, so this is called the higher low. And again, if you go to the next day, it is 10,704. When compared to 10,647, it is higher. So this formation is called a higher high and a higher low. Whenever we have a higher high and a higher low, at least for a minimum of 3 days, then we can say that there is an upward trend. Similarly, if you look at these 3 candles from the last 4 trading sessions, the high for this day is about 10,784. For the next day, the high is 10,720, which is lower than the previous day. So this is the lower high. And for the next day, if you notice, the high is again 10,700, which is lower than the previous day. Again, this is a lower high. So for 3 consecutive days, we have had lower highs, and let us check the lower low points. So this low is 10,689, and for the next day it is 10,647, and the next day it is 10,601. So the lower points for Nifty on these days is lower than the previous day, which is called a lower low. This 10,647 is lower than the previous day low, which is 10,688. And similarly, if you see 10,601 for 4th May is lower than the previous day, which is 10,647. So in this chart, we have observed a higher high for these 3 days and a higher low, as well as we have seen a lower high for these 3 days and a lower low for these 3 days. So these are the terms that will be useful for you to identify how the market is going. And let us come to the trading session for yesterday. We have a bullish candle here after 3 consecutive bearish candles, and when there is a downward trend noticed with lower highs and lower lows for 3 consecutive days and the market is turning up, then it means that there is a lot of buying that has happened on the lower side. Only when there is a lot of buying that happens on the lower side will the market be able to reverse this downtrend. So this indicates that the market has stabilized at this particular point and giving indications that bulls may take control, or it will marginally start going up from this point. Let us see anyway how the markets turn today. Let's have a look at the world markets. The American markets largely remained positive. Dow Jones was up by about 0.39% and SP 500 up by about 0.35%. The Brazilian market and the Mexican markets were down. Canadian markets and Chile were marginally higher. The European markets largely remained positive. England with the change of 64.45 points and up by about 0.86%. Germany index up by about 1%, and the Swiss market also up by about 0.84%. The Asian markets also were positive as of yesterday. Japanese index up by about 0.31, Hong Kong up by about 1.10%, especially the Sensex and the Nifty up by about 0.84 and 0.92%. At the time of preparing this report, Singapore Nifty was up by about 22 points, which is with a percentage change of 0.21%. If we go by this indication, the markets may open around the same range or marginally higher, and the markets may continue to start moving up slowly. Thank you for watching this edition of Market Views update from Brokerage Free. Good luck with your trades today. Thank you so much.